Go live. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. So I'm just messing with my setup a little bit. So guys, I like to call Tuesday Thankful Tuesday. And today I want you to be intentional about paying attention to what you are grateful for. So good morning. There's someone here on Instagram. Is that Tristan Max? Sometimes all of these usernames are a little hard to pronounce, so forgive me if I mispronounce that. But good morning. Thank you for watching. So I come on every morning. My name is Kenesha Berry. I do my best to be here every morning at 6:15, except on Wednesdays, I'm here at 8:15 simply because I have a morning meeting on Wednesdays. There are times where I like to pop on in the evening, but if you haven't already, and if you do, I want to say thank you for following me at Very Thoughtful Life. You can get me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, Very Thoughtful Life. So I'm Kenesha. I am a relationship mindset life coach. I help my clients create the thoughts they need to design the destiny they desire. So I am always excited to come on just to offer a little few nuggets to help life move better. And this morning I just want to talk about confidence because it's so easy for life to happen, for things to sneak up in our mindset and our consciousness. And oftentimes these little pieces of what I call kind of mental garbage can slide into our thoughts without us being consciously aware of it and put us in these emotionally sad, negative places, and we can't always figure out what's going on. Good morning, Nat. Thank you for coming on. And we can't always figure out what's happening with us, what's going on. But I always like to encourage my clients, when you don't know what you're thinking, pay attention to what you're feeling because you cannot feel what you do not think about. I really want you to give thought to what I just said. You can't feel sad having happy thoughts and you can't feel happy having sad thoughts. So if you're not sure what's triggering you, like sometimes my clients would contact me and they say, I'm having a really bad day. I feel horrible. I feel like I can't accomplish anything. And I'm like, what are you thinking? Like, I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, well, let's dig deeper into that. Because if you're feeling this way, it's because you're thinking like, and then we begin to talk about what triggered that thought. And sometimes it could be being on social media and seeing someone succeeding at what succeeding at what you think you want to do, and then you get triggered. Or it could be smells. Did you know you could be triggered by a smell? The conscious mind holds on to things that oftentimes we aren't fully aware of. So maybe there's something that is a smell that is related to a memory in your past that was not necessarily a good memory, and you smell something and then all of a sudden you're emotionally triggered. Another huge trigger that many times people aren't aware of is the music we're listening to. Music will trigger you to maybe sadness, loneliness, hurt, pain, because maybe the song you're listening to is connected to something in your past. Uh, Again, that you haven't given conscious thought of, and now you're feeling a certain way because, man, I was in a good mood and I don't even know what happened, because we do so many things just moving through life without giving full conscious thought. And when we do that, we expose ourselves to so much. So today, I just want to encourage you to pay attention to your thinking. And I want to encourage you on some tips and tools for gaining confidence, because confidence, not having confidence, just means you're thinking sad, negative thoughts about your abilities. And I know, and if you think hard enough about it, you know you're capable of awesome, great things. So, one of the first things I want to encourage you with this morning, as you may be considering you need a little bit more confidence in a particular area, perhaps is in your relationships, on your job, you need some more confidence to ask for that raise or to start that project, write that book that you've been desiring for so long to do, apply for that university. And your mind is telling you stories about what can and can't happen. I'm sorry. So my son is in London and he's texting right now. So anytime I get any text from him, it kind of sends me into like, let me make sure everything is okay mode. But forgive me for that. So if you are struggling with confidence in any particular area, and you're thinking that you can't get something done, it's because of what you're thinking. And so, one thing I want you to start doing is believe that you can accomplish the very thing that you're going for. Just begin to believe it. And in one exercise I like to do is I'll sometimes stand in the mirror, and it feels awkward. I'll be honest, it still feels strange to me. I stand in the mirror and I will say out loud the thing that I am going to accomplish, because it's something very powerful that happens when you hear yourself say out loud the thing that you desire. So recently I've written my third book. I'm super excited about that. I'll tell you guys more about it later. But this morning I said a declaration that I am going to sell this book. I'm going to earn this amount of money by selling this book. And I won't say what it is here. Um, and the companies that I'm going to reach out to sell this particular book. I'm super excited about it. But I began to say that out loud to give myself the confidence to reach out to these companies, to these industries, to these businesses, because they're going to want this book. And so I began to practice that. I say it, and you can do that too. So if there's an area that there's a desire, but you don't have the full confidence for, begin to practice it out loud. Say it out loud. Say it to people that you can trust. Because the more you hear a thing, the more you get comfortable saying it, the more it begins to feel true and real to you. And then you have the confidence to say it and share that with other people. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to get in the habit of removing the I can't thoughts. So one of the techniques I've learned, and I used to use it, and I teach my clients, and I love when my clients reach out to me and they tell me they're doing this. I think it was about a week or so ago. One of my older clients, she said, I'm still deleting. So anytime a negative thought begins to, the therapists call this an intrusive thought. That means you're minding your business and a thought just pop up in your head that doesn't serve you, that isn't good for you, doesn't make you feel good about yourself. Instead of allowing this thought to grab hold of you, because that's the thing about thoughts. Like if you just allow a thought to just sit and settle unchallenged, it will go and get some other thoughts and remind you of why you're not good enough, smart enough, confident enough, bold enough, whatever your not enoughs are. See, my t-shirt says I am enough. It will begin to remind you of all the things. Remember in third grade when that happened? Remember, this is why you didn't pass that test, or you remember last time you didn't get the promotion. So your mind will begin to gather thoughts once it has that first intrusive thoughts to convince you that the thought is true. So what you want to get in the habit of is deleting the thought. So if the thought pops up, Kanisha, you're never going to sell that book. Delete. No, thank you. I like to say no, thank you to my intrusive thoughts. No, thank you. I don't need you right now. No, thank you. Delete. Stop it. And so when you give a physical touch to something, because thoughts they're really spiritual. People don't like to talk about that. But thoughts, you can't hold them, right? You can't put them in your hands. They just pop up in your mind. And so they become this thing that I always say feels like a monster in your head. But when you write it on a piece of paper and you read it, just the thought, it becomes very tangible. But when you also stop it, it becomes very tangible. So it comes out of your head and becomes something that's seems real and alive to you. And then the third thing I want you to do to gain your confidence, do what I call dream deposits. Do something, one thing towards the thing you want. And so I always like to collect my dream deposits or collect love. So if you're in relationships and you feel like I don't get along with people, or I'm always arguing, or I don't feel loved or supported, I always tell people because our mind is negative, we will collect negativity, hurt, pain, meaning that our minds will hold on to, because when I was 5 years old, this person made me feel this way. We collect our hurt. We collect our pain in our memory, and we just hold on to it like it's true today. But do you collect love? Do you collect positivity? You collect when someone says, oh, you look beautiful today. Do you collect those memories? And so what I had to do when I started when got back to America, was having a lot of intrusive negative self-talk, right? I had to be intentional about collecting the love in my life. And I went out and I got a jar. Now this is my new jar. I'm starting over. But before I had like red marbles, and you can see some red ones still in there. But now I'm starting with the white marbles, and I'm using the white marbles to collect my dream deposits. But I collect love. So, and at that time, my mind was saying, nobody loves you, nobody calls you, nobody, right? Feeling sorry for myself when I first arrived back. It's in COVID, just being fully, I call it spiritual attack, right? So God gave me this idea. He's like, you're collecting all of the negative stuff. I want you to start collecting all of the positive things. And so this jar used to be full of red marbles, because if someone called me that I hadn't heard from in a while, I would put a marble in my jar. If someone stopped by, my mom, because I had just moved back to America and she was only an hour away, she had this tendency where she would just drop by. And so instead of my mind going like, Mom, you're dropping by, the house isn't clean, I began to collect marbles to say, oh man, my mom loved me so much. She just popped up and came and brought me some love. When my husband would say something kind, which I'm so used to that normally I would just take advantage of, I would put a marble in the jar because I needed to collect the love. When my kids would say something nice, or, Bryce would cook dinner, I would put a marble in the jar because now I wanted to be intentional about collecting the love instead of seeing all the negativity. And guys, when I tell you, it made such a huge mental shift, because not only are you mentally thinking it, right? Now you have a physical thing to remind you. And there's something powerful happens when you can take a thought and make it physical. So the spiritual teachers call that manifesting. The Bible talks about manifesting too, but for so long, it became this word where some Christians was afraid, like, oh, we don't manifest, we do manifest. Manifest just means you take the thought in your mind and you bring it to physical reality. So I manifest a retreat. That's what's happening in a couple of weeks. I'm having, women come to a beautiful home in North Carolina, and we're going to retreat. It was because it was an idea that became a physical thing. This last book, the current book that I publishing, it was an idea. It had been an idea for years. I'm finally manifesting that idea. So you have ideas and dreams and things that you want to accomplish. There's love that you want in your life. There's finances you want to increase. You can manifest it. It's all about your thinking and having the confidence to be intentional about going after that. So today I encourage you, I hope that you will begin to apply these 3 things. Remember, you want to believe that you can have it. Second thing, you want to delete any thought that is against the very goal or thing you're setting for yourself. And then the last thing, you're going to take action, but you're going to collect. You're going to find your jar or something where you are intentional about making note, meaning you're collecting the dream, you're collecting the love, you're collecting the memories that you really want to have, instead of just settling for the crazy stuff that pops up in our mind, those intrusive thoughts. So I pray that this message has blessed you in some way today. If it has, will you do me a favor? Will you let someone know about Very Thoughtful Life Coaching? Will you share my videos with them? Will you subscribe on my YouTube channel? Follow me on Instagram. But most importantly, if you are really struggling, like if you are thinking to yourself, nothing ever changed, or I don't know why I can't get out of this cycle. Why does it seem like everybody else can design and create the life they want, but not me? It is because of your thinking. And it is oftentimes because of the patterns in your life. My program, The Blueprint to You, I promise you, I will not tell you that it worked if it doesn't work. I have a client, she completed the program. She still keeps in touch with me. She just emailed me, I think it was last week. She's recently married. That didn't happen for when we first got together. She was like, I'm not getting married ever. Because she had all these beliefs about marriage that wasn't loving and supporting. And so we had to knock down all those beliefs and those thoughts. And we had to give her the courage to help her to recognize that she could design marriage the way she needed to be. So she texted me last week to let me know that she's now married and she's still using the tools and the strategies to continue to create and build the life she wants. I love her so much because some people will get in the program but won't do the work. I promise you, if you do the work works. So have a blessed, beautiful day. If you are finally at that place in life where you said, you know what, I need help, inbox me anywhere, Instagram, Facebook, on YouTube, you can send me a message, but go to my website, verythoughtfullife.com, and you can book a free 30-minute consultation to find out if I am the coach that can help you break free from these limited thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back. Have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day and be intentional and thoughtful and thankful. Bye-bye.